Good morning, sir. Yeah.
Sorry, my right thumb.
But
It's not tight, but it's just paining me.
spending
Yeah.
what's wrong here.
No, it's just this morning. But it's not tight. I don't know why it's paining me.
That right leg. This week. But what that right leg should do when you want to go back, you turn on the right leg. So when you are jogging, you focus on the leg. So when you go back jab, and then that leg go. But when you're doing anything, you can. So jab and leg. So when you're like
Okay, 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 okay. Move my right leg.
when I used yesterday,
Ah! What is this?
when I get
10
seconds, start program for you. That you punch.
that's 10 seconds.
10 seconds. You don't move away. Everything is not there. Is no rest among the brain. So when you punch 1 minute, 10 seconds, one 7 seconds sound, you go jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks.
Then once 10 seconds finish, bang again, you start to fly again. Bang, bang,
It
bang.
means no rest. How many rounds?
No rest. Might be 6 rounds, 8 rounds.
But why? What is the point?
That time, you don't look like this. You don't look like this anymore. You look there. Once it's all over the body. That time,
I've not reduced.
you will reduce. Then,
Larry reduced. Sorry. Larry. You should Larry reduce like that.
yes. You don't know Larry before. Okay, you don't know Larry before.
know before.
Please God. You see Larry? Go.
Then Mr. Wale Oko.
Larry big bass of well.
Mr. Akpo Oko. Mr. Wale Oko.
It's a Wale too big. But that one no one go that way because they carry. You don't know since you don't.
I know I don't reduce.
You don't reduce. See, Mr. Wale, why Mr. Wale don't be like that? See, Mr. Wale, now wait.
Iron.
They chop iron well, so I dey like say they use supplement. So now the guy like person dey say, no fine, but no bad.
What is it?
You bad,
Okay.
fine.
Okay, okay. Good.
That leg is coming. If you are not bringing it, straight. You know why it's good like this? Look, relax, punch am. Relax, punch am. No power as you dey punch. But put down focus right and speed. Power go dey. No need to add that power. If you add that power, the hand no go flow. No go come. Let's say the stick hold the punch. Put down speed.
Yeah. Let me just push this one go down. Just say depend on the reduce like that. Let me just do like this first. Let me see. Is that now one of the punch and they feed the thing? Or one do one like this first? Oh, wow, he give you all this space. No, it's still won't pass. He won't bully us. Maybe by muzzle.
Relax am.
Hey, sorry.
Business is an business. Join job. That one is
Jab.
Jab. Jab. Don't hold it like this.
Oh, okay.
It's from here out. From here out. When you're doing this, you move your body.
Oh, okay.
So you have to turn. It's going to be fast and straight. So this one now, like if I'm fighting now, you are like this. I know you want to punch. So the next thing I will do is when you just try to punch, shoot my head side. So when you are fighting someone, check his elbow or his shoulder. Don't check this punch. You know where the punch is coming. Like this now. Show me that one punch. From like this. From here, goes to the shoulder, speak for me. Good. Uh-huh. It is good. Good. Don't open the oven. Uh-huh. Yeah. Don't open the oven. Once you open the oven, you yeah. Again. Just cut it out. Good. So we double it. Alright, again. Double it. Put the body. That's it. Put the body. Good. Now don't put power. Good. That's all. Again. Good. That man has not that thing. Better than that man has not the dream of the wrong thing. Some boxers they believe you once you prefer try to take water, you just stick their head.
Counter punch.
Or you see that is right.
Let me press this thing.
Yellow one.
The yellow one, yeah. 2 times.
Yeah.
2 times up. No, 2.
Double. Body two.
Okay. And now start entering 1. If I mention 1, hook.
Oh.
Did you say heavy light? Did you say heavy light? What did you say? Did you say heavy light? Or you mean body hook?
Body.
Okay, so my coach just came to look at me and see what I was doing. the first thing I'm going to be doing is it's going to be a bounce, right? Majority supposed to be on my feet, so yeah, I was talking about how men should raise daughters, right? Because I believe I'm okay. I want to have daughters. So that means is I should respect the current women that are available. I shouldn't participate in gender wars. Does not mean that I should not call out bullshit when I see bullshit from the other gender, but it should not be my priority to shit on the other gender. So on toes, on toes, on toes, on toes, on toes, on toes, on toes. The ladies that had their fathers, and I've noticed this, and people, a lot of guys who I know that are very matured, have also realized that when there's a masculine father, right, and he draws his daughter closer, not in a forceful way, but in a way that he's actively engaging her. 1, 2, he's not making her feel entitled. What that means is he himself sets clear boundaries as what she can do and what she cannot do. Then she has a healthy sense of what masculinity feels like. So 1, 2, whenever she wants to have a funny relationship, she already observes her father moves. So subconsciously she picks cues on what a real masculine man should be like. 1, 2 is it gives her a sense of, you know what, I have to think twice before I bring this man to my father. And what that means is that she's not going to go around hopping into random relationships. She's not going to do that. She has a healthy sense of masculinity. So my approach to raising my daughters is, first of all, be an example of what masculinity should feel like, right? 1, 2 is focus on instilling beliefs and values. Things like nurturing tendencies, femininity. At the same time, how to go after what they want, because confidence is also part of it. Because I know you can instill confidence in femininity. A lot of these people that say confidence in women are mostly referring to masculine confidence. Very soon now, we're going to have half the female population in UFC fights. So you basically get the point. So it's how we can reach female daughters. So I'll look at the next question. Let me look at the next question now. So take a break. How can men embrace both good and bad? Okay. Exercise. That's a very good question. So okay, so stay floating, stay floating, stay floating, on toes, on toes, on toes, on toes, stay floating, stay floating. So how can men embrace the dichotomy of good or bad? First of all, right, one of the greatest gifts a man can have is to remove social conditioning, most especially around the idea of morality, because morality has crippled more men. It's like we want to get rid of the danger in men or the evil elements in men. So what happens is it's like chemotherapy. You want to kill the cancer cells, you end up wiping out a bunch of healthy cells. So this is the last one. So we go. So stop. So the next one I will shadow boxing. Shadow boxing. Let me get my gloves. Let me get my wrist strap rather. So a lot of men are stuck with the idea of morality because society has pressed this idea that generally you are a bad person if you have bad tendencies. So what happens is men want to be genuinely good people. So they completely shun away from the idea of having bad tendencies. But in reality, for a man to have his full potential in any area of life, he has to be in touch with his he has to be in touch with the dark traits while maintaining the good intentions. That's the perfect explanation. So he needs to have the bad traits while having good intentions, and that's what you see. Bad traits, violence, killings. You have terrorists on this side. The people with the good intentions refer to them as soldiers, and the people who are the most aggressive with the good intentions are referred to as special forces. What that means is, if you can know how to merge the dark traits of what people refer to as evil, but with good intentions. Same thing, people who can commit fraud, right, but yet have good intentions. They work in the law enforcement, in cybercrime units. People who you see perform at the toppest, at the most edge, they have both of them. This is what you see common happening is they have the bad tendencies, the bad traits, but still with the good intentions, they're able to find their way to navigate life. That is where I think a lot of men need it. The bad traits backed by good intentions is what you need. I have a feeling a lot of guys still get stuck in this topic, but yeah. So let me look for another example where they have to combine both good and bad. And what other fields have the highest performance? Even in politics, right? Although politicians have to lie, because if politicians are seen to have those bad wicked traits, they will be seen to not be wanting to be voted for. So what happens is they hide it, but in reality is the best presidents, the best leaders are not the ones that are glorified, are the ones that are within their resources and capability were able to make the move that were supposed to be made. Because if you have ever been in a position of leadership, one thing you'll get to realize is the fact that the subject or the subordinate sometimes will not understand your ideas until maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. And I experienced this when I was a senator in my students' body in uni, when I refused to subscribe for TV services. And the reason was that, one, we're about a week into exam times. Two is that we're coming back to school after exams in about 2 weeks, which had the most serious matches. And I know that if we had come back by that time, right, we would not have the resources to subscribe for that TV service, because it would take time to do the accounting, the money distribution. So I said no. And guess what? The next session comes out, next term or the next semester comes around. My hall is the only hall that has its service, and it completely blew my mind away. The TV room was so full, was so packed that night, and nobody said thank you. Like, nobody felt like, okay, these guys were wise for doing this for us. Guess what? Nobody really cares. And that's the point about leadership. You do your things not for accolades, but because you feel like it's the best thing to do. So I'm not trying to praise myself here. I'm just remembering something that leaders, the best leaders, are leaders who with good intentions still exhibit the negative traits. So that is the dichotomy. That in the process of trying to get rid of bad traits in men, we have successfully made men that are weak. Because men, for example, one of my messages is to tell men to know how to fight. And a lot of men comment, I don't think I need that because that's too much violence. I'm saying no. It's easy for you to judge the idea of fighting when you're not even in the ring, because why? You assume that it's violence. But guess what? The people who stop the wicked, who stop the most violence, are the violent ones that have good intentions. It's that simple, right? Yes, the most dangerous people in the world are men, right, who exhibit violence. At the same time, the most caring people in the world are men who have exhibited violence but still have good intentions. I'm getting the point now, and that's the dichotomy. And which boils down to the next question: where did all the good men go? I don't think the good men essentially went anywhere. For the past 20 to 30 years, they have been downplaying the role of men in society, saying that we don't need men. Different kinds of messages though. We don't need men are this, men are that, starting all this random stupid gender wars. In the process, There are literally men who believe these things and who genuinely believe that they are not needed. And what happens is we have men who are checking out of the dating scene. We have women who are saying things like, "Oh, I can't seem to find a good man." Yada yada yada. So it's different things, man. Again, you also have women who are pursuing funny characters and still asking, "Where did the good men go?" Like you never saw any of them in your entire life. So, well, like the good men, they went away the same way. They were killed by feminists, not feminism. We do that two separate things. I feel like feminism was a full-blown Trojan horse. That if men knew what it was going to land, they wouldn't have allowed it. But then again, which boils down to the question of what is the difference between female empowerment and feminism? A very serious one. My tools. Okay. So for shadow boxing, I should go. Oh, that was bad. So, still my toes. So the question was female empowerment and feminism. What's the difference? This is it, right? If we're in the midst of men and women and the woman says, "Oh, I want to become a president," if you remove all prejudices and biases, right, and you make a case on why she become our president, we will put you there. Not because you're a woman, not because we want to give a woman a chance, but because we believe that you have what it takes to get there, right? So the men will clear the road for you so you get there. If you say a woman who wants to start a business, you support her emotionally, and if you can, financially and valuably. But what we see now is a complete disaster from the idea of feminism. I'm getting that because it's time for my workout already. Feminism was a Trojan horse, though. It was not what it was, they promise. Sip, sip. Sip, sip. Sip, sip. Sip, sip. Sip, sip. So, I'm also on the spot now. Oh boy, so feminism was the Trojan horse, right? Because they told us it was the whole idea of female empowerment. But if you look at what's going on right now, it is not female empowerment, it is female destruction. And I'm gonna say why. How is it female destruction? Because a lot of them preach the idea of destroying the femininity in women, either by attacking it, and worst case, attacking the masculinity in men. Yeah, so a lot of women who are not aware of the intentions of feminism, they go about saying things like, "Oh, where did all the good men go? The good men went the same direction that feminists pushed the good men to. They went away. It's like chemotherapy. Is doctor says we have to kill the cancer cells, but in the process we have to kill the good cells. That is where the good men went. Okay, yeah, interesting. So last one with my shirt off. It's not part of the program though, but part of my show off. So feminism, right? Trying to get rid of the idea, of course. In the very end, I always say that female empowerment has nothing to do with the eradication of masculinity in men. But feminism, they believe that to achieve equal outcome, mind you, equal opportunity is different from equal outcome. Equal opportunity goes like this: that we have a slot for two people, right? And there are 10 contestants, 5 men, 5 women. We don't pick based on quota. We pick who is best for that role, who is best for that opportunity. That is the whole idea of equality, right? What that means is, just because she's a woman does not make her automatically unfit for that job, for that role. That is the very essence of equality. But no, they rather want. That is why they feel like they have not destroyed women's spirits more. They feel they now have the guts to bring in men into women's sports. Like, do you know how crazy it is? People think that, okay, so I literally see women who support transgender ideas, not because they really like them, or because they feel like it is being pushed by other feminists. And this is something that people should be careful of. Conforming to ideas just because the people you relate with, the people that you are proud to associate with those ideas. That is a very big mistake anybody can make in this world. Because why? It leads you nowhere. You're going to keep being a puppet for your life. And literally, this whole same thing with this idea of global citizenship, that they want to break the identity of other people, in terms of they want to break the identity of what it means to be a Westerner. So they are literally scattering Western civilization. I don't know what the idea or the motive is, but I still don't see a benefit, because I don't live in the West. I don't live in the West, right? I don't live in the West, but I literally feel for them like I live there. Now, it's one thing for you to bring in migrants to help boost the economy in terms of productivity and the rest, because to be very honest, there are some jobs that the natives would not want to do. So they rather bring in people from other countries who would want to do those jobs, which is I understand. But yet, there has to be a check to it. There has to be systems and processes to ensure that the people who are coming are the people of right intentions. That is different from what I'm seeing right now. And I actually see a lot of women agree with these ideas, not because they have thought it through, but because their fellow feminists have gone with those ideas. Bro, what's going to do my mind is the ladies who I see with these feminist ideas, right? They belong to this square movement in Nigeria here, and this square community is very big. It's very big one too. It is very much sponsored. When I heard how some of them, they just lie to be in that community, I was shocked. Because some of them get, I don't know how they get paid this money. It's crazy. Somebody gets paid up to $10,000 just because she claims to be queer. Oh, I'm queer. I can't get a good place to rent. The only place I can rent is quite expensive, and all of that. They hike the price for queer people, and they give them some ridiculous amount of money. Well, it's not my business though, but I feel like in as much as I'm trying to promote some beliefs and values for my kids, I feel they should be safe in this world. I personally believe that. I am a strong believer that I should create a world where I'm proud of my sons to navigate. I should put myself out there to gather a community, because I feel like the world is about to change, and where the world is taking us, it's not going to be men versus women. It's not going to be ideas versus ideas. It's going to be only go for the people that believe what you want to believe, right? What that means is, if you're a masculine man and you want to go for a feminine woman, go for it. No one can talk you out of it. If you're a masculine woman wanting a feminine man, although that is very rare, go for it. I mean, that's it. But instead, they feel, I feel like this is where I tell guys, if you know you want a woman to cook for you, stop going for the woman who will not even cook in the first place. Although I always tell guys that when women say I can't cook for a man, what they're mostly saying is they have not seen a man that is worth cooking for. And what I always do is that I say, guys, when you begin to move like you're a man that's worth cooking for, if you begin to act like a man that's worth cooking for, they'll cook for you. I have feminists who have come to my house and cooked for me, but why I stopped that is because I kind of realized that sometimes, even though they do all those stuff, I always see them, they keep trying to push ideas in my head. And I'm like, even so, shortly, so they'll come and say, oh, I'm so submissive to you, you make me weak, all those kind of bullshit stories. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing ideas in my head that I don't know where they're coming from. Mostly it's from conversations, little debates here and there. And it dawned on me that it's the same thing over and over again. It's almost like I have been a target. But then again, I don't think I'm a target. So I really feel like, instead of, because I feel like there are a lot of feminine women I can speak to out there, and I shouldn't go around talking to people I don't want to talk to just because of what? Sex. So I always tell guys that, well, if you become a man, if you dip more into your masculinity, there are way more benefits of being a masculine man than being a feminine man. The only benefit, to be realistic, that I have seen of a feminine man is the fact that they get to live longer. That is the only benefit I have seen. And it makes sense, right? Because the lion in the wild, in the zoo, lives longer than the lions in the wild. There's a reason for that. But yet, the lion in the wild tends to be much more interesting because he's acting out in his nature than the lion in the zoo who is being put there for show. There's a very big difference, a very huge difference. Very crazy. Although I think the last time I visited the zoo was like I suspect about 20 years ago. 20 to about 18 to 22 years ago. And I'm not entirely sure I have like a proper memory of the animals. So I guess I'll be planning to go for one soon. Right? I'll put that on my bucket list. Visit a zoo. So yes, the next one I'll be doing now is going to be punch and kicks. Okay, so let me see what my problem is. And I take my okay. Okay. So one, two, center line, center. He's going. Okay, bro. Let's see how long do I have left. Oh, I'm basically done. I've basically done my entire workout, man. So I think if you really stay this long, one thing I will encourage is that let's have a conversation. Let's come join the community. Let the community guys talk, right? Because we need, like, the world needs more men to be men, more boys to turn to men. Because, like I said, the world is in a mess right now. Because why? They got rid of good men. They got rid of masculine men. So we need a league. We need a league of men to restore masculinity. And it's simple. I'm not asking you to do any weird ass stuff. Let's come together. Let's help us achieve our goals and dreams. Pick your dreams. Inspire other people. It's not inspire other men to join the tribe, to move together. So if we stay this far, it's pretty obvious that you're someone who takes himself very, very serious. One thing I promise is to obviously show up more on this platform and document more of my entire journey. So thank you very much. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.